Why can't I get a husband and a man that I respect? And they're qualified men, good men, with something that a lot of black women are not looking for. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, The Brawley Story. So today we have a very interesting and controversial topic.
If you had to rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10 and you can't use 7, face only, no hair extensions, what would you give yourself?
8.
Nope. Beyonce's an 8.
Y'all, everybody's been talking about this Kevin Samuels.
Yes.
How much did you weigh last time you weighed?
Yeah, I just came from the gym, so I look rough.
Beauty is beauty.
Go to eat with this group of people, they're talking about it. Go to church, they're talking about it.
Talk to my coworkers, they're talking about it.
Instagram, they're talking about it.
I tried to avoid this Kevin Samuels guy for over a year. People have been telling me, you gotta listen to this Kevin Samuels.
One of his buddies put together a whole conference call just to talk to all his male friends about Kevin Samuels' concepts.
That's right. Clearly he's a very controversial figure, and I think he thrives off of that.
Yeah, right. We're gonna share what we agree with, what we clearly disagree with, and what should the takeaway be for black men and black women.
Yes, so it's gonna be juicy, it's gonna be hot. Make sure you stick around to the end so you can hear 3 things we actually agree with Kevin on and why, and 3 things that good men want in a woman. It may not be what you think. It's interesting. We're gonna be honest with you guys today. If you hate us for this, please don't bite our heads off in the comments on this one. First things first, if you haven't subscribed, please take the time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification icon, and like the video as well. It definitely helps.
We'll be putting out new content every week, as we always do, about relationships and marriage, healthy lifestyle, business, faith. You don't want to miss a video. And when you subscribe, make sure that you leave us a comment saying, I subscribed. And we'll be more than happy to reach out to you personally and thank you for joining the family.
We always shout out a subscriber in every video, and
we appreciate you guys.
We definitely appreciate you. And you guys know we just celebrated that 500 subscriber mark. We appreciate you guys. We had dinner with the Brawleys. If you haven't checked it out, go ahead and check it out. We'll link it
in the description below.
Yes. We have a person we want to shout out. She's always giving us very thoughtful, in-depth comments, and we really, really appreciate you. One of our new subscribers, Shar, for subscribing.
Thank you, Shar.
And you have your own channel, I believe. Is it Journey with Shar?
Yeah, I checked out a couple of your videos.
Yes, if you get a chance, check out Journey with Shar. Shar, thanks for subscribing and commenting and being so engaged with this community.
You always give us such great feedback, so we appreciate you.
We're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. First things first, we're gonna go ahead and address what we don't like about Kevin Samuels.
Let's state the obvious, what everybody can see.
It sounds misogynistic, the attitude that he has against specifically black women. It just seems to be constantly tearing them down. The ones that he invites on the show, they seem to fit a certain mold of a type of black girl. They seem to be naive, young,
They're not all
not
young,
really,
but
not very mature.
Yeah.
And obviously they're single. But there's a certain type of woman that he includes on the show, and it seems that way so that way they can show their ignorance as well as he can.
They can show their ignorance.
They can show their ignorance, and then he can berate them for everyone to see it online.
Now, why they keep signing up for this
and
acting surprised.
And one girl.
Tell me, please.
One girl that we watched, she was like, oh, this is my second time coming on your show. It's like, you're a glutton for punishment. I don't understand.
And then you act like you don't know what his response is gonna be to the same thing that you've seen him respond to with everybody else that comes on the show.
My issue with it is you're coming to this guy on the show and you're saying, hey, what do I need to do to be right? You're going to a man that you can never please. He does not want to be pleased with you. You're trying to get the approval of a man that hates you.
Right.
I don't understand.
It definitely seems like there's some bitterness there towards black women.
Yeah, and I don't think that's helpful. I don't think it's cool to destroy our black women, to talk down to them, or you ain't this and you ain't that. I don't like that.
And
personally.
It's not helpful.
It's not trying to guide women to anything positive.
Exactly. So if the goal is to solve the problem of Black women not getting married, instead of destroying their self-esteem, let's try giving truth and guidance in love for the purpose of preparing our Black women for marriage and helping them to correct whatever problems are standing in the way of that.
I'll be honest with you. I don't even care if he says it in love. Just say it with some respect. You know, say what you got to say with just respect that this is a human being.
I like truth and love.
She likes sugarcoat. She likes a lot of sugar in her speech.
Tactful.
She likes a lot of sugar.
Okay.
So you might, it's a lot of sugar in her Kool-Aid. You may not know what you're drinking.
I offer tact and I expect to receive tact. Jesus said that he gives the truth in love.
Did you read Jesus' direct quotes? His stuff is kind of mean.
Well, he said the truth in love.
His
and
stuff is kind of
when
mean.
the Lord talks to me, it's always truth in love.
He might filter it for you, but
Moving on, he even tries to make an argument that if you're not skinny, then you're less than average. You know, we watched some video and he asked this girl, she was beautiful, she looked like she was in shape, and he's like, how much do you weigh? Okay, 145. How tall are you? Okay, I'm looking up your BMI right now. And he's like, well, you're overweight, ma'am. So that means even though you cute and all, so you were average because Beyonce is what, an 8 or something like that.
He said that she
rate
was
yourself,
rate
can't
yourself,
be a 7.
can't be a 7. And then he clarified Beyonce's an 8. So
So it's like, all right, well, we agree you're 6.
you're 6,
and he's
but
like,
because you're overweight.
now,
5.
yeah, so now you're below average because
That was hilarious.
because of your BMI, because you're overweight. So he's like, now you're qualified for nothing but an average man.
And it was mean. It was wrong. It was very entertaining, but it was wrong. I didn't like how he did it.
It hurts my heart, y'all, because I have such a big heart for women and empowering girls, building up self-esteem. And I used to struggle with self-esteem issues myself, so I understand that. So like just thinking about how these words will go over and over in women's mind, I hate it.
Point is, guys, there's a better way to just treat people in general.
Yeah.
You don't have to talk down to someone, just destroying this person's self-esteem. You're not pretty, you're overweight. I appreciate his honesty on certain things, but I don't appreciate the delivery method. One time I ordered some pizzas on Uber Eats. The pizza was there, but the delivery person jacked it up. I mean, my pizzas came in balls.
It was folded up.
They were folded multiple
Folded
ways.
up.
So my point is,
Ridiculous.
it still tasted like pizza, still food.
Didn't he have that thing on the back of a bike?
He had it on the back of like a moped or something like that. This dude, I wanted to choke out. But anyway, the point is, the delivery method took away from some of the value. You delivered it badly. I really wasn't able to enjoy that pizza. You gotta make sure that you're delivering your stuff in a way that people can eat.
That was a great analogy.
Thanks.
That was good.
Preach. Off the top. So, now we've gotten the easy part out of the way, what we don't like. What we're gonna talk about, is there a little truth to what the brother's saying?
Honestly, we should always look for what truth we can pull from any situation, even hardships. Even drunk people tell the truth sometimes.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
The Lord actually spoke through a donkey. So he can speak through anyone, and truth can come through anyone of any religion or lack thereof, anyone.
Even Kevin Samuels?
Even Kevin Samuels. Is there fish to eat after we toss out the bones?
So the first thing I would say that we agree with, but also with a caveat. He does talk about women valuing high-value men, and I agree with that. I think that's a good thing that is not pushed in our society, especially regarding black men. We don't celebrate black men in our society. Our men are undervalued, particularly in the eyes of our black women. Everything is all about our black women, how great our black women are, and they are great. They're great. You guys are great. I have 1, I have 2. Actually, I have 3 if you include my mom, right? Love you, Ma. But the point is, our men are constantly denigrated in this society as well. So I like that he brings light to the fact that, hey, this is a high-value brother that we're referring to. Make sure that you respect and treat him as such and regard him in that way. But likewise, to Kevin Samuels, I would say, let's not diminish and denigrate our women either. It's not an either or, it's an and both. We're both valuable. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, it says, so God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. So It's not that one or the other is more valuable. Where you get your value from actually comes from who you are and whose image you're made in.
That's
so
deep,
as a
baby.
woman and as a man, they're both made in the image of God and therefore should be treated with respect.
That's good. That was deep.
Point is, we got to make sure we treat people with respect and not diminish one or the other.
So let's look at what is Kevin Samuels' primary argument. His primary argument is that 1 in 4 Black women will ever be married.
Right.
So that's the big problem. And then the goal is supposed to be to shed light, truth, to help to correct this problem, right? Some of his primary issues with the way that Black women respond in relationships or things that keep them out of relationships. He's saying that Black women's expectations, their standards are way too high and they're not properly viewing themselves to know what is actually compatible for themselves versus shooting for the stars, disqualifying the men that they're actually qualified for.
That's right.
And then the other point that I see prevalent is that he's saying that Black women don't give priority to marriage soon enough or young enough because they are chasing their careers first and putting marriage on the back burner. So he's comparing Black women to white women and Asian women and all these other demographics who have been trained to look for a husband or prepare themselves for a husband and be married in their 20s versus, girl, go build your own, get your business together. Then after your 20s have passed and you're fully established, now get a husband so you can build a family.
Get your PhD and your all of this stuff before you get your husband.
Right. So these are 2 of the main things I see repeated in his whole philosophy of why Black women are not getting married. So he's saying that Black women are using things like what level of education do you have, your degrees. Let's start with the fact that Black women are the highest educated group of people in America. We are getting that education, but that poses a problem. I even talked to a group of women about this recently. They said because they have master's degrees that their pool of men has gotten smaller because now the only men that are qualified to date them are men that also have master's degrees.
In their minds, that's correct.
If Black women being so highly educated are using things like matching degrees to qualify a man, a certain level of income, status to qualify a man.
Having cars and houses.
Owning your house, all these things. Black women are doing for themselves. They're getting their degrees. They're making a lot of money. They're owning their own houses. So now they're thinking that, well, the man that's compatible for me also has these things.
And they're also asking, why can't I get a man? Why can't I get a husband and a man that I respect?
I totally understand why anyone would feel, well, if I have these things, I want someone else who also has these things because that means he's on my level. But I want to challenge women. Yes, we need confidence. Yes, we want a man to make us feel secure and that we can trust him, that we can rely on him to be the leader of our household, the protector, the provider. These are things that we are wired to desire, so they are natural. But can I challenge women to ask you the question, are the things that you're using to qualify a man deal breakers for what would make a quality husband and father? My father has 4 daughters. All of his daughters married. He taught us growing up that the primary thing to qualify a man is his character. He said not the fact that he goes to church every Sunday, because there's a lot of people that go to church that don't have integrity.
That's right.
He said the primary thing that is a non-negotiable is character. Not the amount of money that he makes, but his character. He never said he needs to have a master's degree, a PhD, but character. So I challenge women to first of all look for character, and I am a strong believer in allowing your community to help you. They know you, that person hopefully has community and they know him. So allowing other people to help matchmake. But if someone recommends a man for you because of his character, because of his integrity, things that will allow him to be a trustworthy, loyal, responsible husband and father, should that man automatically be disqualified because he doesn't have a master's degree to match yours?
Question. That's a good question.
My first challenge for Black women in the way that we think, and I know that this is true, it's not just the women on his show, because since watching episode after episode, just to understand, like, what is this that we are feeding ourselves and how can we respond to this? I've talked to other Black women and I've heard that these are the things, these are Christian women. These are women that I respect, that are good people, and they are still using these things to qualify a man to say, he's not worthy, honestly, he's not worthy to date me if he doesn't have X, Y, and Z. And those things are typically a certain level of education,
6-figure income.
yeah, money, and
Good looking.
exactly, and looks. No wonder we're having such a hard time finding a husband. We already have slim picking, and then we're using such things to qualify someone. They can be on that nice to have list. Like, we should all have a list of things that are deal breakers, meaning if you don't have these things, I can't be with you. But then these are the things that will be nice to have. If we can just put some of those things on the nice to have list and not the deal breakers list, and actually start giving people a chance that are people of integrity, people that have character, which are actually the most rare people to find, if I might add.
We're not saying go date a bum. I'm not saying that. This bum might have character, but if you don't have a job or some type of income, maybe don't. You use your own judgment.
Well, you need to be responsible now.
Yeah, you gotta be responsible. You gotta be a decent guy. We watched one video, he tried to equate her as an average female. Man, he said, hey, average Black man earns $41,500 a year. As far as income, that's really what you're qualified for. That's what he tried to say, is you're average, he's average. What's wrong with this trade? And she started to, well, listen, I got this degree, I got that degree, I have this going for me, I have this. He said, listen, you're average based on what men are looking for, and this is what an average Black man has. So if he's got character, he's responsible, he can provide some level of stability to your life, then great. Go for that guy. The issue is too many of our women think that they all deserve a man making $250,000 a year. Now, here's the thing. You guys don't know this. There's not a lot of men making $250,000 a year in any race.
True.
So you look up the number of households that are making more than $250,000 a year, and you're in the top like 5% of America. Households. And then you start cutting that down to just being a man making $250,000 a year. And that's now cut almost in half. Let's say you got maybe 3% of people, just one man making $250,000 a year. You start saying, I want him to be Black. Well, now you're looking at like 0.5% of people in America.
Well, dang.
You know, so y'all can't all be fighting for the same Black man, right? And then you want him to be straight. You want him to be straight on top of making $250,000 a year. You want him to be Black. You're putting more and more filters on this person. There's just not enough of them. There's just not enough of them. Unless you guys are willing to share this, brother, there's just not enough of
ain't
it.
none of that going on.
I'm just telling you, there's just not enough of this Black man that you're talking about. But there is plenty of Black men making $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year, educated, at least certificate or skill or diploma or college degree, and they're qualified men, good men, making $50,000, $60,000 a year with something that a lot of Black women are not looking for, potential. Wait a second. Did you subscribe? If you haven't subscribed, you know the drill. Go ahead and click the subscribe button and hit the bell notification icon so you never miss a video. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Right, because you can build together. So he may be making $50,000 a year. You may be making $60,000 a year.
You might.
You guys can start investing in real estate like we do. Get some cash flow in properties and give yourself a raise with every house you buy.
Get a man with a vision. Look for that. If he's got character, he's got the responsibility aspect, and he's got vision, then you can get that man that's making $250,000 a year. You gotta go make him. You gotta go make that man. There's not enough of them out there. You gotta go make that man. And how do you make him? help him. Help
That's right.
him, encourage him, and help him.
Right. The Lord created us to be helpmeets. Women, that's why we're so resourceful. That's why we are so intelligent and creative, and we're able to make something out of nothing, because we are able to literally put wings to vision and make it fly. That's one thing that I love about my husband, is that, I mean, when we got married, he didn't have a lot of money, but he had a lot of vision. He had character. He had integrity. He had ambition. He had a vision that I was excited to stand behind and help him with. I felt like his vision gave me clarity to what God was showing me for my life, and I needed who he is to help me in life, and he needed who I am to help give wings to his vision. It's been such an exciting journey for us to build together, not just looking for someone who has it all together already, who's already making six figures, but building together is exciting. It bonds us. So it's powerful to be able to build your man up, to be able to encourage him, to be able to create together, to be able to build out vision together. We definitely are designed to be helpmeets according to the word, and that does not diminish us in any way. The truth is that men need us. Any man who has a bomb female assistant or even a bomb wife, you know, like, life would be so much harder without her.
That's true.
Men need us. It is not anything to diminish us. If anything, we should be proud of that. Just how beautiful it is. My middle name means helper of mankind. And I feel so honored to be able to just build people up, to build my husband up. It's fulfilling to be able to serve and to help. We should never belittle that in any way. The way that we help our husbands, the way that we help our children, that changes the world. It's powerful. So let's not diminish that. Now, Kevin Samuels is trying to help women to see that you're not even qualified for the type of man that you're looking for. And he's very, very disrespectful, very rude about it. How should women qualify ourselves? In our society, y'all, we've gotten beyond reason. Like, I know that the feminist movement has accomplished a lot of very positive things, but sometimes the overcorrection looks like tearing men down, looks like things that are very unproductive and not wise. And so when we're telling men that they need to jump through hoops to qualify themselves to be with us and have everything together, but then what do women need to do to qualify themselves? The answer of our society is nothing.
That's right.
Absolutely nothing. Women have to do absolutely nothing to qualify themselves because we were born queens. Honey.
Who run the world, girls? Who run the world, girls?
We were born queens. And I know it may sound ridiculous, but this is actually what our society is teaching us. And as much as I am passionate about women and building us up, that's just not even reasonable. We have just as many jacked up women as we have jacked up men. We have just as many women who lie. It's not common to find a person of high quality of character and integrity, someone who keeps their word, someone who's honest. So good people are good people. Male, female, good people are good people. Women should also have to meet certain standards for us to be qualified for a man that is a quality man. Quality people belong together. Janky people belong together. So if we're looking for a quality man, we need to be quality women. So let's get to the truth of the matter. What is it that really qualifies women, not in the eyes of other women, but in the eyes of men? Sometimes women are looking at the things that they use to qualify men and assuming that men use those same things to qualify you. But let me tell you that most men do not care about what degree that you have.
At all.
That's not going to turn them on. They don't care that you own your own house, that you have a good job. You don't want to attract somebody that's trying to use all your money anyway. But most good men, that's not what they're looking for. They're looking for a few basic things. They're looking for, are they attracted to you? Which is human.
Physically.
That's the first thing. It's not the only thing, but that's the first thing that people see, and men are very visual. So first, are they attracted to you? The second thing, do you have a good attitude? Are you gonna smile and be nice? Basic things. Can you help him to do what he's called to do? can you help and support and build up? If you're looking for a masculine man that knows his role in being protector, provider, and being a high quality man, then a high quality woman is someone who's taking care of herself, who is sweet, and who knows how to upbuild those around her and upbuild her man. So let's just keep it real. That is what most good quality men are looking for. And when we start to qualify ourselves based off the things that women look at and not the things that men look at, we get beside the point. Now, it's not true that all men only like skinny women. In fact, sometimes black men like little meat.
That's
true. But Kevin talking about you gotta be skinny. You don't always have to be skinny, but being attractive and taking care of your appearance, it is important.
And being healthy. So a lot of the
Right.
times what people forget is these are shortcuts that our minds are wired to look for. Men are very visual
Right.
for a couple of things. When you're looking to see if a woman is attractive, oftentimes going with a slimmer frame, the reason for that is because it communicates you're healthy. So you don't have to be skinny, you just need to be healthy. Healthy to carry the children and to live a long life, all those types of things.
So you're saying like it's kind of subconscious that men are looking for health.
They're looking for
on a
health.
biological level.
To us, it just looks like she looks good. But on a deeper level, it's really, are you healthy?
And women can call that shallow all we want to, but at the end of the day, it's natural. Just like it's natural for us to be pleased that a man makes a certain amount of money because it makes us feel secure. It's natural. So let's be practical. Let's be reasonable about this.
Now, I do want to throw a caveat. Just because you were slimmer or in better shape, that doesn't mean that it gives it right. If you gain weight once you're together or married, men are not going to they don't generally just leave a woman for something like that. We're talking about getting to that point. That's no excuse. If you gain weight over time, that's not an excuse for a man to disrespect or leave or anything like that. We're not saying that.
And a man of character wouldn't.
No, he won't.
The other thing that is true that Kevin Samuels says, I'm just saying the concept, is that black women should prioritize marriage younger instead of just chasing career. Starting a family is the most important thing. It is. It's just more important than any material thing we could possibly possess. So focusing on that, prioritizing that first, and then building with your partner would help black women not to miss that window and end up in a place that leaves them discouraged and disappointed.
And if you notice, women from other races, they start popping up married not long after they graduate college. They have a degree, like our black women, but they also get a husband not long after. No matter what her plan is for her career or her life, she usually gets her education and then she still settles down and gets married shortly thereafter and starts a family. And then they build that wealth over time. And we already talked about in another video about how much faster you're able to build wealth when you're married. So it would behoove our women and our men to figure out a way to build families that last and we can strengthen our community.
Yeah. Now, we're not saying that when you're in your late 20s or 30s or even 40s that you can't get married. We don't want to discourage anyone from marriage or to say to let go of hope. You can find a quality, compatible partner at any age.
Sure.
But it can be easier and faster to find that person.
Shoot, my grandmother was married about 3 different times.
Now, all those were not divorces. I mean, they
No,
were dying. But,
Yeah, but still, I mean,
She
the
was
last
always
time she
able to
got
find
married,
another one.
last time she got married, she was in her 80s. You can definitely find a spouse at any age.
So the final takeaway, we want to see marriages built up, more marriages between black men and black women that are strong and healthy to build quality families.
And a strong community. And then also to our black men, make sure that you're mindful of, even if there is some truth in Kevin Samuels' things, and to the women as well, but the men, make sure we're not diminishing our women and participating in berating our women. Make sure that we're seeing them with respect and treating them with respect.
And I just want to encourage the women to take a step back and just evaluate. Are the deal breakers that I have in my mind to qualify a spouse really necessary for a great husband and father of character, someone to build a family with. So thanks so much, guys, for watching today. Make sure, if you haven't already, to like, subscribe, you hit the bell for notifications, and when you subscribe, make sure you leave us a comment saying I subscribed, and we'll be more than happy to reach out to you personally and thank you for joining the family.
Till next time, guys. Peace.